Here's why it's selfish for us not to care what others think about us. This is something that's very popular, becoming really popular, especially with young people. We feel they're saying, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I could give an F. That makes us powerful, makes us strong, it means we're confident. And it actually doesn't. That doesn't prove confidence at all. I'm going to say, first of all, just to clear everything up, a person saying something, exclaiming something does not prove confidence. That's just a person expressing words. That's all it is. That's what we're doing. We're trying to express what we may want people to think about us, but that doesn't mean that is exactly how we feel. Now, when I say it's selfish not to worry about what other people think about us, this is because when I look at somebody like me, you look at me, okay, I'm a retired cage fighter. That's probably one of the most aggressive, dominating jobs that a person can have is to be a cage fighter. Okay, so I'm mean looking, I'm muscle bound. A lot of people are intimidated by me when they meet me, and for good reason. Right? So when I meet this nice young old lady or nice young old man who's a passive individual who doesn't like violence, doesn't really understand what I'm doing. They just seen the highlight videos of UFC and they think that's what I do. Well, they're going to be afraid of me. They're not going to trust me. They're going to want to distance themselves from me. So I care about that. I care about what that person thinks because, first of all, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable around me because I have consideration for others. And sometimes even I teach this to security and bodyguards, that your presence is an automatic use of force. I can teach that with law enforcement. If a law enforcement shows up with big old guard dog and tactical gear and an AR-15 in their hand, that's scary. But then when they show up with soft shoes on, slacks, and a tie, and just a little 357 at their hip that's kind of tucked behind, and they got their hands folded and got a hat on, then they look like a nice guy. Now that's controlling what people are thinking about them. So when we say we don't give a F what somebody thinks about us, we're kind of being discourteous. We always want to be concerned with what someone thinks about us, especially if you're trying to go get a job, if you're trying to, make friends, you're trying to be involved with people. And I don't think there's a person in the world, unless you're living in the woods by yourself, who's not trying to socialize and be part of a group. And if that's what you're trying to be, we can't have an attitude that I don't give a F what somebody thinks about me, because first of all, it's a lie. That's not true. You're just trying to make them accept what you want them to think about you. So keep that in mind. I hope that was a good example that I gave with, the fact of how I can be a scary person. I even have to control the way I am. I'm very soft. I take the initiative to introduce myself. I take the initiative to be extra nice. When I have every right to be crazy at somebody, I do my best not to get crazy at them, even to the point where they say, man, Jermaine should have punched me in my face by now, and he hasn't done it yet. But that's because I am concerned with what people think about me, and we all should be.